From 6 News, this is Feel Good Friday.
We check on you every 30 minutes to make sure that you're fine, make sure you're not cold or too hot.
We have hundreds, if not thousands, of pieces of art that will be displayed here by formerly incarcerated artists that are trying to contribute to the Lansing area, because this is our community as well.
I'm from America and I came to celebrate Holi, and so far it's been amazing. People have been so welcoming.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us on this Feel Good Friday. I'm Siobhan Klepfer. We get the good news going tonight in East Lansing, where earlier this afternoon, a group of artists displayed works inspired by their own personal struggles. The art comes from the University of Michigan's Prison Creative Arts Project Linkage Community. And while the project features works by currently incarcerated people, the Linkage community is made up of former prisoners who want to continue their work with the group.
We have collaborated with NAMI, who has been working with the art, the healing power of art. We have hundreds, if not thousands, of pieces of art that will be displayed here by formerly incarcerated artists that are trying to contribute to the Lansing area, because this is our community as well.
The art can be found in the walkway between Abbott Street and the East Lansing Target store. Today's date is March 14th, 314, right? Many people call it Pi Day because it correlates with the mathematical concept of pi, which begins with 3.14. And some people celebrate today with pie, the food, and pizza as well. That includes people at Michigan State University. The MSU Museum is asking students to come by from 7 to 9 o'clock tonight for an evening of math, science, and pies, both regular and pizza. There will also be activities and events to highlight Women's History Month. Tickets are free, but you are encouraged to register in advance to hold your place. 132 years after it sank to the bottom of Lake Superior, the descendants of the lone survivor of the ore carrier Western Reserve are learning more about their family. Demetrius Sanders has a story from Algonac.
I was in hopes that someone would locate the wreck.
For Frank Baxter of Algonac, being around water has long been important to his family.
Boating is a part of our blood.
That includes his grandfather, Harry W. Stewart, a whalesman who was the only person to survive the wreck of the Western Reserve, a ship that sank in Lake Superior in 1892. The shipwreck killed 27 others.
Hard for me to imagine this young man, what he went through relative to the shipwreck, and then go back to sailing the rest of his life and becoming a captain.
For years, Baxter was among those hoping the wreckage would one day be found.
I have thought for the last few years that it's very likely at some point in time with the new technology.
And now that's happened.
Very grateful.
The Great Lakes Shipwreck Historical Society says the sunken ship was first found in Lake Superior using marine sonic technology side-scan sonar.
All of the different newspaper articles that told the story of the shipwreck.
Annie Dennis says in recent years, she and her grandfather have bonded, uncovering their family's history.
I had a childhood interest in the Western Reserve. It's something that, our family's been really curious about the story and about what happened to the ship after all this time.
After seeing video of the ship underwater, Dennis says the tragedy of the wreck isn't lost on her family, but they are thankful for Harry Stewart.
When we see those images, we see what happened to the ship, how far that was from the shore. How bad that storm must have been. It's just, I think, makes us all that much more grateful that he had that strength, that will to live, because it allowed our family to be here today.
Yeah, what a story. Well, this week, Hindus across India are celebrating with an event known as Holi, the Festival of Colors that marks the beginning of spring. It also represents a time of forgiveness, renewed friendship, and the triumph of good over evil. Participants throw powder dye at each other, smear colors on friends and family, and spray water. And tourists also get in on the celebration.
I'm from America and I came to celebrate Holi, and so far it's been amazing. People have been so welcoming and kind, and it's just filled with so much joy, and so I'm having such a great time.
The festival is observed in other South Asian nations as well. One attendee says the festival is like a color in itself. A man in New Jersey might be celebrating with a toast after finding several full bottles of whiskey on a beach. He says he was just walking his dog on the beach last month when they stumbled on 11 bottles bearing the label of Lincoln Inn. Now, whiskey experts say Lincoln Inn came from Canada, Montreal specifically, and it made its way into the United States during Prohibition.
You're kidding.
Oh, baby. Oh, I'm so happy to see you.
Well, that was the moment Catherine Kiefer was reunited with her cat after they got separated in the wildfires that recently tore through Southern California. The Maine Coon, named Aggie, was feared dead for the last 2 months, but then Kiefer got a call from the West Los Angeles Animal Shelter last weekend, and workers said they found her. Speaking of cats, on Wednesday, state biologists here confirmed the existence of 2 cougar cubs on private land in Ontonagon County, which is in the western Upper Peninsula. The spotted cubs, they are believed to be 7 to 9 weeks old and were verified from photographic evidence of the cubs taken on March 6th. This is the first time cougar cubs have been verified since the big cats were hunted out of existence here in Michigan in the early 1900s. Very cute. And a lunar eclipse overnight, right? Well, that gave us quite the show here on Earth. But here's a view of the eclipse from the other side. That's the Earth blocking out the sun. This photo was taken by Firefly Aerospace's lunar lander, the Blue Ghost. The probe captured the moment the moon was darkened by the Earth's shadow. Oh,
did you check it out?
I was sleeping.
Oh,
I know.
Elizabeth and I were in the front yard, 1:30 in the morning. We had to take pictures because my wife said, "No, you guys just, I'll see you tomorrow."
Yeah. Beautiful stuff, though. That would have been neat to see.
Oh, no doubt. Well, back here on Earth, we're watching for some strong, maybe severe storms, a lot of wind on the way. We have warm temperatures and we got snow. That's just this weekend.
Okay, your full forecast, important details to pay attention to right after the break. And then later here on Feel Good Friday, if you've never tried a sauna before, you might want to after hearing about the possible health benefits. That new research is coming up here on Feel Good Friday, so stay with us. That and much more still to come.